I'm starting up and departing. Great, so that means you will be here in an hour. I have so many thoughts when writing, but when filming I forget everything.
Так, а
What's the
ветер у
wind
нас откуда?
direction?
Оттуда. Раз, два,
1, 2,
три.
3.
Здравствуйте,
Hello friends, this is Pilot's Way channel, and today we have a very interesting aircraft. I like this feature that you can adjust the seat height. You know, that's a must for shorties like me. I love this. You know, you feel the real power of the aircraft. It seems like V12 Mercedes-Benz. This engine is V6, right? Yeah. 260 horsepower, you can even hear by the sound. Displacement is 470 cubic inches. 470, that's incredible. It's so sensitive during taxiing, like really sensitive. Russia is a huge country, with lots of routes, and here you want to fly far and fast. And once you would certainly like to travel somewhere far and at a speed of 160 knots. When you have enough money, you have many variants, but when you're not a millionaire, first generation Cessna 210 will be a great option. There were around 9,000 of Cessna 210 produced from 1957 to 1985. There are 26 modifications, and today we're reviewing first modification, which is mostly a modified Cessna 172 with retractable landing gear, arrow-shaped fin, and that is equipped with 260 horsepower Continental O-470. The gear is retractable, but it's different from Cessna RG. It retracts in a different way. Here you see springs, but not tubes. Alright, are you ready? Flaps 15 degrees. Ready. Where do you wanna go? Let's flap pattern, so I can just feel the aircraft. You see, when you hold it, don't let it go, don't let it go. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. And we're airborne. Retract landing gear. Check gear up in the mirror. Yeah, I see, they're up. Beautiful.
Опачки, закрылись. Красота.
Today, on our test flight, we have an aircraft that was produced in 1968. Despite the age, it is in a remarkable condition. By request of my followers, I'm going to show a more detailed view of the cockpit. Let's start with the instrument panel. At first, it looks a little cluttered, but then, after some time, you recognize all the instruments and everything gets much easier. Speed attitude altimeter. Here we have throttle, propeller, mixture, flaps, landing gear. As always in Cessna, the control column is interesting. Look at the pedals, guys. The man really loves his aircraft, and he made the cabin very cozy. Look, the leather is like in Bentley. In fact, it is legitimate leather, not some like cheap substitute. Look at the door covering. Everything is done perfectly. Look at the ceiling. I doubt you can find an aircraft that age in such a good condition. You can regulate the height of the seats. Now, look, if we adjust the seat forward, that will be perfect for a 5'7" person. Notice how much space there is between the front and the back. Well, the back seats are a little messy, that's because the guy flew to 100 miles to make a review of the aircraft. So we give a shout out to Igor for that. This aircraft can fly at a cruise speed of 160 knots. Also, the stalling speed is low, which is remarkable for the aircraft of this type. It is only 50 knots. Another thing worth mentioning is that the payload is 1100 pounds. Considering that the full fuel is approximately 440 pounds, it means that we have about 650 pounds left for passengers and cargo.
Пассажиров и багаж остается порядка 280 килограмм.
Ground speed is 120 knots now. And that's because we're climbing, right? Sure, we will climb and increase speed after that. Look, power is only 55%. So now ground speed is 135 knots. That's awesome. When the engine is powerful, it may seem like flying the aircraft is easy, but in fact it's like on a car. It is not very forgiving, I think. For a cadets like me, it's better not to show off too much with such aircraft. First, you need to get 250 hours on a light aircraft, and only after that, in the years, you can fly it. The range of this aircraft is about 926 miles. The fuel rate is... What is an actual fuel rate in cruise? Not according to documentation, but on practice. About 13 gallons per hour. Sometimes more or less, it depends, but on average it is 13. If we compare this fuel rate to a car and calculate it as gallons per 100 miles, then we get 7.25 gallons, which is pretty good for the aircraft with such speed.
С такой скоростью, не правда ли?
Let's go. That's amazing. Cadets cannot experience that yet. Patience, my friend, it will come with time. Sergey will teach you everything. Sure, I go to Sergey 3 times a week. Despite its impressive size and power, it has very good takeoff and landing characteristics. For takeoff roll, it needs about 600 feet. For landing run, it requires about 750 feet. Alright, now we're approaching the runway. The alarm means that RPM is low and we need to lower landing gear, right? Yeah, that's right. Gear down, lights green, landing. Landing gear sensor is over there, right? Well, yeah, look at these green lights and also check gear down in the mirror. I got it. So you check the lights and the mirror, right? Yeah, that's the only way. This is double check. What is the approach speed? Is it 100 or 90? Yeah, it's about 90. Then you slow down to 80. You feel the weight of the aircraft during landing. It's a rather big boy. It can carry up to 6 people and cargo. Other Cessnas were 6-seat aircraft, then they added additional windows, after that was Centurion. This engine is sort of like an expensive C-Class Mercedes, with some additional power for 4 people. You know, I think you can even fly with kids in the backseat, right? Oh yeah, in next modifications you can take 2 kids on board. There are 2 seats for kids up to 8 years old.
Там ставят маленькие стенечки такие, и двое деток, пожалуйста, там. До 8 лет можно сажать их легко. Потрясающая машина.
Wonderful aircraft, guys. Wonderful. Considering that around 550 first-generation Cessna 210 were produced, it will be challenging to find this very model on the market. But if you try and you're lucky, then you will find a decent aircraft at a price around $76,000. Next generation 6-seat Cessnas will be more expensive, maybe even twice as much. Dear friends, subscribe to my channel, leave a like, and Write in comments if you have encountered or flown this aircraft. See you at the aerodrome.
Такой самолет, летали ли вы на нем? До встречи на аэродромах.